off a lane there to clean that up. More backups from Silver Spring down past Hampton. Northbound's going to be slow from Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny skies, a high 54 tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 39. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Tune in to KBN every day at 2 o'clock. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station.
Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Tomorrow I will be interviewing the Commissioner of Major League Baseball, Rob Manfred.
When do Gabe and I get to give you questions to
What
ask?
do you mean, when do you get to give me questions?
I feel like
I would ask you to stay tonight, but I only have the sofa bed, and it's where I sleep.
Well, we'll have to sleep head to toe.
All fans on this station.
What do you want to ask the Commissioner?
When's
What
he
I
going to
said
juice
earlier,
the balls
when
again?
So where's my jacket?
Oh, I must have left it at James's.
Spent the night at James's, did we?
Yeah, but we reversed positions, so there was no funny business.
I got one. Are we still pretending like you can't see genitals through the player's uniform?
Yeah, classic. Uniform questions, hard-hitting journalism.
Yeah, and you know how much I love talking about genitals, but I don't think that's going to make the interview either.
It's a great question, though,
what the hell are
Josh.
you doing?
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on here.
Matthew,
Reverse position.
Yeah, head to toe.
So what? Your genitals are still lined up?
No, because I slept with my back to him.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Latta.
are they going to have to stop handing out silverware on flights? I sent you guys this story the other day, and I wrote in our text chat, WTF. Because, of course, I was getting on a plane yesterday, a couple planes yesterday. Flight diverted after passenger allegedly stabs 2 teens with a metal fork. Are people okay?
No.
Were they being jerks?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Are you saying that it's justified to stab someone with a fork?
I just like to get the full
Okay,
story.
yeah, that's true. It depends upon the situation.
Mm-hmm.
Were you defending yourself?
I don't think that was the case. No, I think it was more. I don't think people can handle stress. I don't think people can handle conflict. I don't think people can handle like those sort of like combustible situations anymore. So you just sort of with a fork. Again, not justifying it at all. In fact, I'm upset that I saw this the day before I flew to Salt Lake City yesterday because, I already have flight anxiety. This doesn't help.
Well, yeah, but a flight but you're not getting metal forks on. I mean, that's like an international flight, right?
International flights, yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, next time I fly internationally, I'll be concerned about getting forked in the neck.
I'm trying to think because last year I went to Scotland last year, and I don't think we got metal cutlery. I feel like it was plastic. Maybe I'm wrong.
When I just went to Europe.
Did you get metal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you get glass.
And you get glass, yeah.
Not anymore.
Chewy's picturing somebody cracking the wine glass on their hip and going, "You want some of this?"
Welcome to plastic and
I'm
styrofoam.
waiting. Every time I fly, I'm like, can I have an incident, please? Because I want to try my cop moves out.
What do you mean?
Because my brother was a cop, so I'm kind of a cop by proxy. I got a couple moves that just, it's over.
What do you need moves for? You're bigger than anybody you'd be in a conflict with.
That's a good point.
And stronger.
Yeah, but I want to try them out. Well, I'll tell you what. My kid took Taekwondo. My oldest took Taekwondo. He was about 11, and they taught him this move, and I didn't believe him. It was a chokehold, and he put it on me. I almost passed out. I was blown. I was kind of mad at him and proud of him at the same time. And I told him you can only use this in certain situations. And then there's a wrist move that the cops use. It's over. Forget it. You go right to your knees.
Why were you suspicious that a chokehold wouldn't work?
Especially taught by, it's not like he was like, I was watching professional wrestling and I learned this chokehold. No, he
not
learned
Steven Seagal in that, whatever that martial arts he
Well,
yeah,
really,
but I didn't believe
them, Josh,
him.
Really, any of them.
I just didn't believe that you could debilitate someone that quickly by a chokehold, especially an 11-year-old.
I feel like Big Chokehold has been pretty good about getting that word out. No?
That they work?
Yeah, right?
Well, also,
but it's a chokehold that it's not like it has to last 30 seconds. This debilitates you in about 2 seconds.
Ooh, okay. Well, that's good to know.
And your arms just drop, and I'm like, what in the hell?
Well, Chewy, you would have loved my flight last night then, because I'm flying from Salt Lake City to Milwaukee, and the lady behind me was yelling at her husband for the last 15 minutes of the flight. And I do mean yelling. We're not talking about hushed tones here, right? We've all been in a situation where conflict arises in a public place, but you have the decency to be like, I don't want to talk about this right now. Can we discuss this later, please? You're driving, whatever. It's low tone. Yeah. So this lady was full-throated, man. She was full voice.
Why? What was the...
She dropped her phone. He didn't know where it was. There was this whole back and forth. And then she's like, you're such an a-hole. You're such an a-hole. Why do I travel with you? I hate traveling with you. This is the worst plane I've ever been on. I was like,
so
ma'am.
She was from New York?
I don't know. It was just more fun to do a New York accent.
Yeah, I was going to I think wives are more inclined to yell at their husbands. Husbands just sit there and take it. They just do, right?
I don't know that that's a universal thing.
See, I don't yell. I'm not going to win, so why
waste
exert the energy? Yeah.
You read the scouting report, did you?
Yeah, you just
know your personnel, Jen. You got to know your personnel.
But I bet it made the flight go quicker.
No, it was annoying. And let me tell you this. Speaking of annoying, last night people on my flight were big mad. You have any idea why they were big mad? Last night, flight from Salt Lake City to Milwaukee. Any ideas?
Dodgers lost?
Well, you're close. Something was lost, and it had to do with the Dodgers. Gabe, got any guesses?
Well, if it's that, to me, the TVs aren't working.
TVs aren't working, man. We're such a first world problem at this point, right? Like, TVs are going in and out. They're glitching. They're pausing. They're stopping. You're getting the wheel of death, and people are, like, grumbling. And it's one of those things where, like, when one person starts grumbling, then another person starts grumbling.
Misery loves company.
Flight attendants on this flight, man, they were doing their dangdest to get the internet working, to get the TVs working. I kept hearing them say, they want to watch the World Series. The World Series is on. They want to watch the Dodgers game. I don't know. I can't get it to work. Me, I'm working. I got to write. So I'm like, sucks to be you.
Well, it's probably Spectrum.
I don't...
Why are we taking out Spectrum? What did they do now? Did I miss something while I was gone?
Well, he's got Spectrum down there, but not for long, because that's why the internet was out the other day, and he couldn't get it to work because they have Spectrum, but he's getting rid of Spectrum. He's getting a fiber optic line.
Yeah, I don't know what that means, but it sounds lush.
You know what it means is there's no more playing hooky and saying my internet isn't working.
Oh.
That is a good connection, a strong connection.
Reliable connection, if you will.
Will not be dropping.
Look at us doing some ad reads.
Unless you dig it up and snip it.
Yeah.
I'm having trouble thinking things through this week, aren't I, Josh?
Well, he was just excited to brag about the fiber optic line, not realizing what that actually meant. I've got fiber optic. What do you have? Is that what you do? You're going to go around to your neighbors bragging about your fiber optic?
Well, here's the problem. They dug my lawn up in the summertime when I wasn't here, and when they come back, they fix it like crap. So when I got here, I had to dig up all the turf and redo it. So I was mad, but we'll see how this works out.
Yeah, you don't mess with Chewy's lawn.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, you were mad, but you were kind of excited to do it.
To switch?
No.
Oh, to fix the grass?
Yeah. Like, you were mad that somebody messed it up, but you were kind of excited that you got to fix it.
A little bit. A little bit.
Also, let me ask you this. Bragging about your fiber optic, that's like one click away from being in those Progressive commercials, right?
Oh, that Angie says that's me every time one comes on. And there was a new one last night. And you know what? It's kind of true. I mean, half of them are true when it comes to me.
Do you actually lean over in the booth and tell the people what they should order? Because that was a funny one to me.
No, here's the problem. I can't get rid of the lawn gnomes and things like that. The lawn trash.
Uh-huh. The lawn gnomes?
Yeah. Angie calls it lawn trash. You know, I put the wind things up. She's like, oh, my God, you're so 1990.
Wait, paint a picture for me. What are we talking about here? How many lawn things do you have?
I got a lot.
How many is a lot? Like, are we talking 6?
Okay, at the one.
Can you count
hold on,
them on your 2 hands?
This many.
I got 1, 2, 3. I mean, putting the frogs out on the lawn, that's kind of progressive, right?
You got frogs?
You have frogs on your lawn?
Yeah.
Maybe it's an ode to something else.
I got 8, I think, at 1.
Seems like a lot, Chew. Wait, so so you're putting things out on your lawn that you then have to move when you mow the lawn?
No, not on the lawn, like in the
landscaping, the rocks,
in the landscaping.
The mulch.
Why, you guys don't do that?
I didn't know you were an old grandma.
I need like a mentor or something.
What would that mentor be responsible for, just out of curiosity?
See, here's the thing. The kids tell me it's good, knowing that it's bad.
Yeah, they just want
do it to torture me.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that exactly what Dr. Rick is, by the way? Isn't he supposed to be a mentor for people like you?
He is.
I do like, you said there's a new commercial. I do like the one where the guy grabs the coffee and he's like, Jan, it's for Jan.
Might be Jan.
He's like, you don't work here. It is funny that that's you, though, big guy.
Yes, that is me. My problem, my mentor is the Blammer, and he's got lawn gnomes too, so that's fine.
I mean, you shouldn't be walking around going WWBD. What would the Blammer do? If you are thinking this is something the Blammer might do, you, my friend, should do the opposite. That's the type of mentor the Blammer should be for you.
Yeah, the Blammer's zigging, you're zagging.
Blammer's walking around wearing those neon T-shirts. I don't see you walking around in a neon T-shirt.
He has, though. He has shown up with some bright neon T-shirts before.
Yeah, but he's got multicolors. It's not like a cartoon character. He just keeps showing up with the same T-shirt every day.
Can you age out of needing a mentor?
I think you become the mentor.
Well, maybe not.
If you're doing it correctly, you eventually become the mentor.
Yeah.
If you do it correctly.
When does Chewy run out of distance of needing a mentor? When does he stop being the mentee?
Never, because he's never going to grow up.
Oh, okay.
But mentor is different than spouse, right? Because you could argue that, like, at times your spouse can act as your mentor. You know, like, you're going through something at work. You call up your spouse, like, hey, this is going on. You know, how should I handle it? You know, I'm all fired up. Like, that's not a mentor. That's just a partner,
Yeah,
right?
that's just a partner. Because obviously, Angie in this situation has tried to talk Chewy out of the lawn ornaments. Or, again, as she calls it, lawn trash.
Yes.
And he is standing firm. This is, for whatever reason, it is the only time he has decided to stand up to his wife. And it is for garden gnomes?
You're the defender of the gnomes? What are you, the Lorax over here? Like, what do we got going on, Chew?
See, now her new things is she gives me a list every week of things to do, but it's gotten so ridiculous, you know, because she just searches for things to, like, I got one little dead leaf on a cactus plant, right? Do you think that needs to be put on the list? It's on the list.
What, trim the dead leaf off
Trim
the cactus?
dead leaf. Yes, that's exactly how it is.
Let's talk about this for a moment, because I think you bring up a really interesting point, Chew.
Yes.
How do y'all feel just generally about honeydew lists?
I like them.
You do?
Yes.
I think you might be in the minority, Joshy.
I like knowing. I forget. You say something to me, I forget, especially if I'm doing something else. I also like the idea of completion of a list or tasks. Like there's something.
Yeah, but
because then that way you're not doing something thinking you're done. And, oh,
Right.
by the way,
Yes, correct.
also have to do this.
I know what's in front of me, and then I can spread them out when I see fit, as long as they're done by like a reasonable time.
Because there is a light in our shower that has been out for months. And I have mentioned it, I'd say 3 times at least.
Yep.
And it's still dead. And I don't know how to handle it now, right? Like, I don't know if I should be like,
with a stepladder yourself. I think that's how you handle it now, Jen. That seems like
exactly what he's hoping for.
Yeah, I
that
mean,
I'll get so frustrated that it hasn't been done that I'll just do it myself and take it off of his plate.
I had a similar situation with, we were cleaning because we were hosting for Thanksgiving. And I was in the bathroom, like doing the standard, clean the toilet, clean the sink, wipe down the mirror. And the shower head filter got mentioned. And I looked and I was like, I mean, of all things, there's like a list here. This does, and then I didn't do it for like 3
the
more
shower
months.
head filter doesn't need to be installed for the
you
people
take it
coming
out.
over for Friendsgiving.
Right.
That's just not important.
So I said,
No.
can you just put it on a list? But she didn't at first. So then 2 months later, it still hadn't been replaced. And she said, well, I told you to do it. And I said, my mind was a few places at the time. I was concerned.
Josh, you take the thing out and throw it away. That's what's the low flow. If you take that filter out, you'll get more water pumping through there, and then you don't have the low flow.
Yeah, but then you're not getting your water filtered, and I'm pretty sure that's the whole point.
Yeah.
Water's
we don't have a water pressure issue. I can assure you of that.
You don't?
I will tell you this. The other day, I'm cleaning the stove. My daughters are home from school. They were home Thursday, Friday, and Monday. Wow, fall break. And my daughter looks at me and says, "Is someone coming over?" I said, "What are you talking about?" She goes, "Well, you're cleaning the stove." And I was like, "Yeah, and?" "Well, we usually only clean when people come over." I said, "That is not true. I am cleaning all the time. You're just at school, so you don't see it." But she had this in her mind that that's the only time we clean the house. What do you think? 800-990-3776. Are you pro honeydew list or are you against the honeydew list? Would you rather just aimlessly walk around, gentlemen, and try to guess what needs to be done around the house? I feel like Gabe would be pretty good at that, though, right? Like, you're pretty responsible.
Gabe's not good. No, take that back. He's horrible.
What?
You are horrible. You can't even... I walked you through your little piece of grass last year.
Yeah.
And you wind up putting in turf?
Well, okay, I don't know.
Sounds like a work smarter, not harder to me, but continue.
So, first of all, it's not turf. Second of all, so we do not have a lawn. A lot of the houses in our area, instead, they have a lawn. Instead, we have a garage, so we've got the driveway that goes back to the garage. So we had, as covered on this show, a very small patch of grass that I got the handheld mower for. My wife decided she didn't want that patch to exist anymore, so we put in a stone patio.
I think
went to Menards, did the whole thing ourselves, dug up the hole.
No.
What's it do
Gabe's
with
path
the
of least
lawnmower?
resistance. Gabe, you got a little path of least resistance.
Well, look, if my wife goes, "Hey, I want a stone patio back there," like if your wife's told you wanted a stone patio somewhere, guess what you're doing, pal?
Stone patio.
Stone patio.
You think so?
Based on everything that I have known about you and your relationship with your wife over the last dozen years I've known you, yes, I am saying that when your wife asks, you do it. So she wanted the stone patio. I'm like, all right,
okay.
If you
take
tell
it
me,
back.
I told her, just tell me what to do. Whatever you want done, I will do it. I just didn't want to do any of the research for it, so she took care of all the research.
Will dogs crap on stone?
He doesn't. I mean, it was such... Our dog...
He wasn't using it.
Wasn't using it anyway. Like, I got to take him around the block so he can walk a little bit before he does his business. So
800-990-3776. Are we pro honeydew list? Do you want your spouse or partner to write you a list of things that have to be done around the house? Or would you rather just aimlessly try to figure it out yourself? Let us know. We'll put it on the Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Infinity Exteriors poll. And we will continue talking the green and gold and all things Wisconsin sports right after this. But first, Potawatomi Sportsbook is the right place for you to watch a game. All international games and matches, guys, it opens early. So you can place your bets, kick back, enjoy the show on an absolutely enormous video wall. Then grab a cold one along with food from a menu packed with flavor. If you're not up for watching the game but still want in on the action, you can always wager on any sport anytime at the quick service kiosks at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. Bet above the rest at Potawatomi Sportsbook.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Things are slowing down a bit on westbound 94. We have an accident right at 35th Street. It is off on the right shoulder now. That right lane has been reopened. Delays continue past that to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound 94 is slowing down as well from 84th Street through the Stadium interchange. Southbound 41, we've got a backup from the county line down past Good Hope Road. Earlier debris around Appleton Avenue has been picked up, but we've got some more delays from about Silver Spring all the way down towards Capitol Drive. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly sunny, a high of 54 tonight. Partly cloudy, a low of 39. Weather's brought to you by Safe Plow. When winter hits Wisconsin, Safe Plow keeps driveways and businesses clear with no tolerance snow removal. They handle the blizzard so you can handle your business. Visit safeplow.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Greg Matzek, Gary Ellerson, the day after reaction show you need in your life.
Who benefits the most from Micah Parsons being on the field? Secondary. Keyshawn Nix.
It's Potawatomi Sportsbook Football Mondays with Greg and Gary.
If you're a quarterback, you've got to get the football out of your hands before you really want to do it. I mean, everybody's getting their wealth with this, but to me, I think it's really the guys in the secondary.
Live from the Potawatomi Sportsbook Studios from 6 to 8 p.m. every Monday on 94.5 ESPN.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
I've been to my fair share of green and gold games, and the best way to get there is with Accutrans Group. At Good Karma Brands and ESPN Milwaukee, we use Accutrans Group to get our partners to and from Green Bay, and it's always first class. From stadiums to concerts and tailgates, your game day fun starts the moment you step on board. Sit back, relax, and let their professional chauffeurs handle the traffic while you enjoy the ride. Accutrans Group is Milwaukee's premier ground transportation, available 24/7 with sedans, SUVs, limos, vans, and buses. Book today at AccuTransGroup.com.
Want your brand to turn heads and win hearts?
Captivate Exhibits can bring your brand to life by transforming lobbies, creating history walls, and beautifying facilities.
For over 32 years, Captivate has been the MVP of trade show exhibits and workplace design and fabrication. Let Captivate craft immersive branded environments that tell your story boldly, beautifully, and with purpose at events and around the office.
Score big by making your next event or your own space unforgettable. Create something legendary by getting started today at CaptivateExhibits.com.
This is an ad by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp therapists have helped more than 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. Moments in therapy, like the right question, a safe space to cry, or a small win can really change lives. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call or text pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling or texting pound 250.
Ready to watch the Packers like a VIP? Cousins Subs put you in the center of it all on the 50-yard line in plush recliner seats, complete with personal TVs and your favorites delivered from Cousins Subs. 2 pairs of fans are selected before each regular season home game to enjoy this one-of-a-kind experience. Enter daily to win the best seats in the house, only from Cousins Subs. Cousins Subs. We believe in better. See rules and eligibility for details.
Ready, down, put. All Packers, all the time.
He was a field-tilting player, and the reason why Gabe and many others are so concerned is that this guy's on the field, he changes the offensive dynamic. They are a different offense when he is there.
Okay, most of the time.
You know, Homer calls Matt LaFleur soft all the time. Matt LaFleur is like Vince Lombardi compared to me.
It's Jason Wilde on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. Jason Wilde is brought to you by Lakeland Supply. Lakeland Supply is in business to make your business better. Set up a free packaging and supply chain assessment at lakelandsupply.com. Exterior Pros, ready to tackle your home improvement project this year? Exterior Pros and Baths is here to help you score big with quality home exterior and shower upgrades. Visit extpros.com. Also brought to you by Century Foods. Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats.
Lots of reaction rolling in on the old honeydew list. Are you pro or against? And I did have one earlier. Now, of course, it's jumped because people are weighing in. John in Milwaukee says, it doesn't matter if I like the concept of a honeydew list or I don't like it. There's always one there. So, Jason Wilde joining us this morning. Jason, do you guys have like a to-do list in your house of things that your wife expects you to get taken care of?
No, we don't function quite that way. It's more collaborative. What do we have to get done today kind of a thing. So there are no assigned tasks, largely because, most of the things that need to get done around here I'm not that good at. So it works out well for me.
Are you always the one walking the dog though? Seems like you're always walking the dog.
I am. I'm definitely the dog walker. So we all have our roles. I'm good at that. I don't know who's going to walk them when we're in England with Colette Vacations, but it'll be. I'm a little nervous about that. You got 10 days that you're available. Do a little dog sitting, Chew?
He wasn't asking me.
I was not asking Gabe.
Well, Gabe's up there a lot. He's got to go.
Not in July.
Packer games.
Yeah, no, it's going to be a struggle.
I feel like it's.
But it's gonna be a great
I feel like
trip.
it's responsible of me to mention that Chewy doesn't like dogs, so that might.
He's hit or miss.
I'm
Sometimes he does.
I'm
sometimes
aware.
he doesn't.
That's why I threw it out there. I thought maybe he'd come around. Maybe if he met our dogs and our several cats, that maybe he'd change his opinion. But that's probably unlikely. All right, what do we got?
Jason, has LaFleur
Yes.
and Goody done enough to be secretly negotiating an extension?
Interesting question. I don't know enough about what Ed Policy's policy is. Right? We know he doesn't like lame ducks, and he also doesn't like people in the last year of their contracts. So it's a great question. I wish I had an answer. I still think what matters is what you do in the postseason. So yeah, whoop-de-doo, you're 5-1-1. That's awesome. You bounced back from 2 subpar performances with 3, I would argue, pretty good showings. 3 wins in a row. Should be 4 on Sunday. But yeah, I mean, I don't know about you, but like, if they do all these great things and then they punch out in the first round of the playoffs, I'm probably giving them the 1-year extension so they're not lame ducks. And I think
Jason,
that's likely what Ed would do.
Isn't it like a player, though, where if LaFleur and Goody do wind up winning the Super Bowl, it's going to cost them a lot more money as opposed to if they do it before then? Or no? Or do they care because it doesn't affect the cap?
It does not affect the cap, and I'm sure they would be more than happy to pay a premium price tag if they got that 14th championship. So I don't know. Maybe I could. This is complete conjecture. I have no idea if Ed Policy is sitting there going, okay, we're 7 games in. I love what I've seen. Let's get something done. But again, I just like what is it? The real question to me is, what does it matter if you end up, 13-3-1, but the Lions finish 14-3, and you don't win the division, you go on the road for a playoff game, and you get beat. Like, then how do you view the season, right? I'm not talking about us or fans, but if you're Ed, how do you view the season? Like, I would think that would be enough to say, hey, all right, what you guys did this season, Goody, you went out there and you got us Micah Parsons when I was, I don't want to say Ed was pushing for it, but maybe he was. You went and made a bold move. It paid off. Didn't go the way we wanted in the postseason, but I feel really good about you guys and you leading our franchise, and let's get a 4-year extension done. But again, I don't know where his head is at, and I haven't talked to Ed about it, and he's certainly not going to tip his hand. So it's a great question. I just wish I had a better answer.
All right, if we're going to talk about extensions, keep talking about extensions, because there are a couple of players who are set to be free agents at the end of the year. One of them, Quay Walker, and he's just an interesting case to me, Jason, because they said they wanted to get him an extension. They haven't gotten him an extension. He is a captain, so obviously respected by his teammates. It doesn't seem like at some point you have to make tough decisions on some players, but at the same time, it seems like the Lions are just signing everybody and anyone they want after the Aiden Hutchinson extension and all the guys they have under big contracts. Has Quay Walker done enough to get that extension, or are the Packers going to let him walk at the end of the season?
Well, there's an offer on the table. There was I can't remember if it was a month ago or 6 weeks ago that I talked to him, and he said it on the record, and he basically said that he's the reason why it hasn't gotten done. He hasn't signed it, and I would say that that means he probably wanted a little bit more money or a little more of the money guaranteed, whatever it might have been. And when you're playing like he is, which you've got Jeff Hafley out there saying he's playing at an elite level. Now Jeff Hafley also delivered that long soliloquy about Nate Hobbs, and then they benched him after he did it. But I think he was being sincere about what they feel about what Quay Walker has done. So, he said that he was the one who was holding it up, that the offer was there. So if that's the case, I would think that maybe they went back to the negotiating table and tweaked some of the numbers, and I still think he'll be the next one to get a deal done because the guy flat out said there was something on the table. So I don't know what exactly the offer is versus what he wants, but Goody did say that even though they didn't give him the 50-year option, that they wanted him on the team beyond 2026. So all that stuff lines up. It's just a matter of finding the right number.
Jason, what would the 5th-year option have been?
Too high. Because it factors in edge rushers. So even though he's an inside linebacker, the number was inflated, and the Packers did not want to do that for a 1 year. I think it was like 14 or 15, if I remember right. Which, again, you don't have to do that, right? Like you can make the 50-year option offer, and then you can, sign them to an extension and factor it in. So I guess I'm not quite clear on if you like the guy, you like the guy, right? But I think he has probably affirmed what they were feeling about him. So I would think something will get done here. I don't have a timeline for it, but again, it's very rare for guys to tell you that there's a extension offer on the table. Like the fact that Quay said that, that's what I'm operating on.
$14.75 million fully guaranteed.
Hey, it's like I know what I'm talking about sometimes.
Jason, yesterday Matt LaFleur was asked if he thought that this game against the Panthers was a trap game. Here's what he had to say.
I'm not worried about it. Like, we've got enough to worry about just within ourselves and a lot of growth in front of us if we want to play our best football. We should only be worried about today and this game and nothing else outside of that.
Sandwich between the Steelers and the Eagles, of course. Is this a classic trap game for a top-tier team?
Yes. Right? Like I don't know. You look up trap game in a dictionary, and you got a picture of Matt LaFleur's face between Aaron Rodgers on one side and the defending Super Bowl champs on the other. Like, I'm not saying that they're going to treat it that way, but the question is not out of bounds, right? Like, you're coming off a euphoric win over, even though you downplayed it, you beat the previous quarterback. Your quarterback played great. And then you got not only is it the Eagles, but it's the Eagles on Monday Night Football at home. Like, if there was it's the trappiest trap game that ever been trapped. So, I'm not saying that they're going to play like that, but I don't remember who asked it, but I thought that was a very fair question. And, for a guy that had to scold Rasheed Walker for suggesting they could go undefeated, for a guy that is now drilling into their skulls the 1-0 every week mantra, of course he's going to claim it's not a trap game, but guess what? It's his job to make sure that they don't treat it like one, right? Isn't that the whole idea?
Yeah.
So it is certainly trappy.
Von Trapp. You got one more,
Jason,
too?
Von Miller.
One more. Chances they do something at the trade deadline, either get rid of someone, Ingabari or Wicks, or pick up a corner. What's your gut tell you?
Yeah, I've seen there's been a couple of teams now that have acquired corners, so I don't know how many more are out there. There's a guy with the Saints that I know was on Matt Bowen's list on ESPN.com. But yeah, I personally think they need more corner depth because you never know what's around the corner, no pun intended. And Nate Hobbs did not play well, and I give him credit for talking yesterday. And maybe he'll bounce back just fine, but he did not play well in Arizona, and obviously the coaches agreed with that. I talked to JJ, which, again, one of the weirdest nicknames. The guy's name is Kingsley, but he watched JJ the jet plane growing up, so that's why he's JJ. I think he probably wants to be traded, right? Like, he never flat out said that, but, like, look what he's done. Like, he's played really well in limited snaps. Like, if I'm him, I want to go somewhere where they want me to be on the field more. And he was on the field a ton last year, and then they go out and get Micah Parsons. So I think we talk about that cliche all the time of control what you can control. And, you just don't count the reps, make the reps count. He's done that. And whether or not the Packers, he's in the last year of his deal, but I would think that if they could get something for him, he would welcome it. Now, I, of course, would argue that if you think you have a Super Bowl team and you don't know what injuries could be lurking, I'm not trading away any of my assets, even if I want to get more draft picks because I gave up 2 first-rounders for Micah Parsons. I would be leery of that. I would rather have Enigbare go out and sign a good money contract in free agency and take whatever the compensatory pick is, as opposed to trading him and then he already got Lucas Van Ness with a foot injury, and then I don't know, something happens to Rashawn Gary, or Lucas Van Ness's foot doesn't heal and he ends up having surgery. I would not want to give away an asset like that, even if it got me a 6th-round pick. That does not help me win the Super Bowl and get my extension this year.
Jason, what's the deal with Marshawn Lloyd?
What's the deal? Why don't they call it round team? Yeah, I don't know. So it's funny because, and I didn't know Pete Doherty was going to ask about it yesterday. So I was looking something up during our show with Brian Bulaga in, and he's listed under a category that says injured reserve designated to return. And I was like, I texted Wes and a few others that are in our little group chat, and I said, did I miss them announcing that he was designated to return? And Wes said, no, that's the category they put him in right away. If you remember correctly, you could put 2 guys on the IR with the designation to return right away at the cut-down time, and he was one of them. Jacob Monk was the other. So he hasn't officially been designated to return, which is weird. And then LaFleur, his answer was basically 6 words. No, not anytime soon. So I don't know. I don't know how severe the hamstring is, and we're not allowed to interview players who are on injured reserve. So unless Marshawn Lloyd bumps into me at Chipotle, which would be a bad sign for him because the last guy that did it ended up getting cut the other day, I'm not going to have an answer for you on that. I don't know. It's a hamstring, which he went down to Badger Athletic Performance at UW, and that fixed Watson's issues. It fixed Eric Stokes' issues. This happened, 8 weeks ago, 9 weeks ago now in training camp? So it's a great question. And for the 6th time in this segment, I have to admit I don't know.
Jason, we still appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. We'll talk to you again soon.
Thanks for joining the show, even though you didn't really tell us much of anything useful. Great job today. Take it in. Shower up. Yeah, I'm glad I could help. Hey. All right, everybody. Take care. Be good.
He's Jason Wilde. You can hear him on Wilde and Tausch right after Jen, Gabe, and Chewy each and every morning here on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee. Something exciting is happening at St. Kate, the Arts Hotel. On the 2nd floor, you'll find the studio, kitchen, and cocktails. That's right. It's a new spot with new energy. You can go there for breakfast. You can go there for dinner. Or you can linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. Flavor and beverages for every mood. The studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social at the studio. It is now on the 2nd floor at St. Kate, the Arts Hotel.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
Okay, southbound 41 backing up from the county line to Good Hope Road. Then back on the brakes from Appleton Avenue down past Hampton. We've got westbound 94 still dealing with a crash off on the right shoulder at 35th Street. Delays coming in from about 25th Street all the way through to about Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound, you got backups from Barker Road to Calhoun, and then from 84th Street to Holly Road and through the Stadium Interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny, a high of 54 tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 39. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Play over 2,000 courses, including that famous one with the green jackets. Book your bay at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 14.75 to 29.45 ounce selected varieties Culinary Circle pizza, 2 for $10. 46 to 48 ounce selected varieties Blue Bunny dairy dessert, $3.99. 4 to 6 count selected varieties Dannon Light and Fit or Oikos multi-pack yogurt, 2 for $7. Gallon selected varieties Prairie Farms white milk, $3.99.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh. Oh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic.
Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds, flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water.
Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular.
The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature.
Will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman.
Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist,
the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Look, you take Jesus and the presents out, and it's not even in the top 10.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, if you take sex out of the anniversary, then that's not that fun either.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Win big this October at Potawatomi. You could play Bird Bash for $50,000 in cash. Just play with your Potawatomi rewards card for entries. Prize drawings are on Thursdays. Plus, your play earns you a shot at $300,000. That, of course, is the December season finale. It's Bird Bash only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. For more details, visit potawatomi.com/Bird Bash. And speaking of our friends over at Potawatomi, the Green Bay Packers are 13.5-point favorites against the Carolina Panthers this weekend at Lambeau Field. And we talked earlier with Jason Wilde about the trap game concept. If you take a little gander over to the old Google machine, it says that a trap game is basically a game where a heavily favored team is likely to be upset by a weaker opponent due to overlooking their opponent or being mentally fatigued from the games around it. Chewy, we've talked to you about this. Is there any chance, again, 13.5-point favorites, man, is there any chance that the Packers sort of stumble out of the gate, play down to their competition, and we're in a dogfight here at Lambeau this weekend?
Yes. I mean, what was the line against Cleveland? Was that a trap game? They came off of 2 impressive wins at home where a lot of people were crowning them, and they wind up losing that game. Was that considered a trap? I guess that's a trap game, right?
You tell me. You're the king of trap games. You're the one who was just talking about it nonstop last year.
Well, and we also trust your judgment, having been in that locker room and knowing what happens from a letdown standpoint with the Steelers game and all of the emotion and the narratives that surrounded that one. And then, of course, having to face the Eagles in Monday Night Football at Lambeau Field on November 10th.
Just for the record, Chew, the Packers were 7.5-point favorites against the Browns in Cleveland.
Okay, so let me ask you this question. Is there a difference between a trap game and a letdown game? Because I think there is.
What's the difference?
I think the front side is a trap game when you have an opponent like the Eagles coming up the week after. You look past, Carolina. That's a trap game. And then a letdown game would be you beat the Eagles in a hard-fought game, win in overtime by a field goal, and then you lose to the Giants the following week. I see them as two different things.
So what you're telling me is because of that Eagles game in the middle of the schedule, they're set up for a trap game this week and a letdown game against the Giants the following week.
It could be either or.
Well, why not both?
That won't happen.
Well, this could be a trap game. Then they beat the Eagles, and then you have the letdown game.
I don't think so. You only get one. You got to pick one.
You tell me. You're the one who's come up with all the concepts.
I just don't see that. I see one of the two happening, but not both, because you kind of learn your lesson. You learn your lesson from the trap game, and the letdown game is too late. I wonder who gave, and I hate putting all this research on you, but I wonder who we played the week before we went into Indianapolis, and who was horrible. They were like 2-13, and we wound up losing that game. We were probably 14-point favorites, and then we lose that game. And I remember a couple weeks ago I said I guarantee we blew out the team the next week, which we did. But I wonder who did we play before the Indy game in 97?
You played St. Louis.
And worked them?
17-7?
That's not a work game.
Doesn't feel like a work.
No, I don't remember that game at all. Was that home or away?
That was at home.
Wow. Did I play?
I'm looking at the box score right now. I will tell you in a moment.
If it's bad, you don't have to tell us.
800-990-3776. Ron in the Key weighing in.
3 catches, 45 yards.
Ron in the Key weighing in saying, I didn't think there was a chance in hell Chewy was going to give a good explanation to describe the difference between a trap game and a letdown game, but bravo. I can't be the only one who thought that, though. So good on you, Chew. You're impressing Ron in the Key this morning. I am looking at the Sports Illustrated preview between the Packers and the Panthers matchups, and it does go position by position, unit by unit, and it does give the advantage to the Panthers in a few places. Gabe, you have any idea where Sports Illustrated has given the Panthers the advantage over the Packers in the game this weekend?
Probably running game.
Running game is one of them. Ding, ding, ding. What a winner. And?
After that, I'm not sure.
Special teams.
Yeah.
What is that? You just did dismissed. It's dismissed. Special teams, you're dismissed.
Who's their back? Chubba Hubbard?
Well, he's one of them. Chuba.
It's Rico Dowdle.
Rico
right
Dowdle.
now.
Yeah, Rico Dowdle is.
Rico Dowdle is one of those words that does you gotta really do some gymnastics with the tongue to get Rico Dowdle out.
Yeah.
I just call him Rico Suave. Rico Suave.
You've never said Rico Dowdle's name in your life. Or
I don't
thought
even know
about
who he
him.
is.
He still hasn't said it.
He just heard the name Rico.
Yes.
And he thought this was a good time to pop off.
Did he go to Hawaii?
Rico Dowdle?
Yeah.
No.
Where'd he go?
South Carolina.
That's close.
Yeah.
Just
geographically, especially.
Geographically, I don't know if you could have been more wrong.
How many American universities are further away from Hawaii than South Carolina?
Where you can play major college football.
It can't be many.
It's got to be like Penn State, right? Because you got the angle versus the straight line. Yeah, it's got to be like up in that region of the country. This Sports Illustrated article does give the advantage to the Packers in a number of categories, but to your point, Gabe, it is concerned about the run game. And it is concerned about special teams. And we talked about special teams a little bit. Would you be surprised if Havrasik was active this weekend?
I wouldn't be, but that's just because, I guess they don't even kick on Wednesday, so it's tough to know with the injury designation that they gave Brandon McManus yesterday. I don't know. It's just hard to say. If he was cleared medically, and look, he just missed a long kick. That happens. He pulled the other one. I can't imagine that Lucas Havrisik is active if they feel McManus can go again.
What does it tell you, though? What does it tell you if Hobbs plays another 4 plays? I would have to think they're off him. I would have to say they're
playing well.
4 plays, though, I would think, wow.
And we also thought that maybe there was a chance that a few were negated by penalty, so maybe he played 6, but I don't know. Again, you said that the official count was 4.
The official count on the sheet from the NFL was 4. Played 4 snaps on defense yesterday.
Because if you're going to play him to get him confidence, this is the team you want to play. You don't want to throw
But
him in
Chewy,
there
that mindset to me, that's how you set up a trap game. Oh, this team's not very good, so let's try to get the lesser players. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to treat this game like it is the Eagles, because that's how you avoid the trap game. Not like, we're going to dominate them, so let's see if we can get our run game right this week. I think you have to, again, you game plan and try to play to your strengths, try to play to their weaknesses. But if you go into the game thinking, oh, this is a lesser than team because we're favored by 13.5. Let's get some playing time for some guys. I think you're hoping to get some playing time for Hobbs late because you're up a bunch, and that way you can get him more playing time to work on whatever he's working on. But I don't think you can go, oh, it's the Panthers. Let's put him in the second drive.
No, I know, but a player like that who was considered a big free agent, and he plays another 4 plays, that goes south. Then those kind of guys pout, and then they start complaining.
Then he pouts, Chew.
I'm just saying.
I'm not going to play someone just because they might pout, right? Like, isn't that what they basically did last year with Romeo Doubs? Oh, he might pout. We got to make sure he gets his targets. Like, be a grown-up. Be professional.
Sometimes they can't, Gabe. Sometimes they can't. I'm just saying we may need him. We may need him down the line.
Yeah, but I'm not going to put my team in an advantageous spot just because you might be sad because you didn't play after the game. Like, you can't run teams like that. You can't operate that. Oh, you might pout, so I got to make sure I get you the ball. Like, this is professional football, man.
I know, but I played with guys like that think they're better, and they're not. That think they're better than the guy in front of them. And then when it's time to call upon that player, he kind of plays like he's pouty. I don't want to name names, but
I mean, it's 30 years. I think the statute of limitations.
If you just lay out long enough, he will cave. He'll drop a name. One other thing I want to note before we move on here from that Sports Illustrated preview on the Panthers and Packers. Panthers rush offense versus Packers rush defense. They give it a push. And I know Chewy mentioned a few moments ago the running backs that the Panthers will be trotting out there, Enrico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard. But push for the Packers run defense, guys? It's another thing that might raise some eyebrows as you think about that matchup. What were you going to say, Joshy?
I believe the Carolina offensive line has 3 guys that are either questionable or unlikely to play. So that obviously is going to make a difference. And I also have a special game show that we're going to play right now. I want everybody to name the university they think is furthest away from Hawaii. I got stats. I got numbers here. Thanks to ChatGPT.
So
FCS or FBS?
Gotta be Division I, Power 4.
They have to have major college football, right?
Yes, I said a major Division I program.
So not like the University of Maine.
Dang it, because that's what I would have said.
That's where I was going to. UNH. BU, Northeastern.
Major college football.
All right, I'm ready. Here, I got one. I'll start it off. University of Connecticut.
It is not in the top 10 here.
Ooh.
Rutgers.
Well, they overlooked that. They're FBS now. They used to be FCS. They're FBS now.
Rutgers. Is Rutgers on the list?
Is on the list. They are 3rd.
Whoa. All right, so we're going north.
So Rutgers.
Okay, the 1 is a layup. Come on.
BC?
BC is the number 1 major football university. And last one here, we'll play Price is Right rules. South Carolina has appeared on this list, as we all could have probably guessed. What position are they? I asked for a list of top 40. South Carolina is the blank furthest away. Are they the 8th, the 5th, 14th?
Okay. So we know it's in the top 40. I will say it is the 23rd. farthest away from Hawaii?
Can't be. For FBS?
17.
11.
Jen is the winner. South Carolina is the 18th.
Whoa!
Furthest
Yes.
program away.
I was hoping Chewy would guess first so that I could go $1, Bob. But I still won. We'll take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. A wild scene happening in Louisiana. If you think it's bad here in Wisconsin, ooh, doggy, do they have us beat.
Guys, I'm telling you, if you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, you already know what I'm going to say. Only place you need to go, it's the Jewelry Center. The helpful team that Dean, the dancing machine, has put together over there is always going to point you in the right direction. Whether you have an idea, you just want to peruse the great selection they have in Greenfield, Brookfield, or in Burlington, or if you don't, go to our Pinterest page. See if there's anything there. Bring that in, and that helpful team at the Jewelry Center is always going to make sure that dream ring comes to life. Whether you're looking for a naturally mined diamond, a lab-grown diamond, the Jewelry Center has you covered. Again, check them out, Greenfield, Brookfield, or in Burlington, online at shoptjc.com. And when you go to the Jewelry Center, tell them that Gabe and Chew sent you.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. This is an ad by BetterHelp.
BetterHelp therapists have helped more than 5 million people worldwide on their mental health journeys. Moments in therapy, like the right question, a safe space to cry, or a small win can really change lives. This World Mental Health Day, we're celebrating the therapists who have helped millions of people take a step forward. If you're ready to find the right therapist for you, BetterHelp can start that journey. Our listeners get 10% off their first month. Just call or text pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That's keyword timeout after calling or texting pound 250.
It's Jason Wilde from Wilde & Tausch. Upgrade your industrial supply services with Lakeland Supply, your trusted ISO certified partner for custom packaging, shipping supplies, janitorial, and safety supply solutions. With over 40 years of industry excellence, Lakeland Supply is a proven one-stop source with over 95% of their products made in the U.S., and they treat their customers like family. Personalized service with a national reach. That's what Lakeland Supply does. Visit lakelandsupply.com to discover how they can make your business better.
Imagine your home totally organized. At Closets by Design, we specialize in providing affordable, custom-built storage solutions with built-ins and beyond, from garages to new home offices. Our experienced designers work within your budget to design a solution fit perfectly to your needs. Get 40% off plus an additional 15% with 18-month financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to get started. Let's get organized together.
They say a full marathon is the ultimate test. For me, it's more than a race. It's a milestone I once thought impossible. Michelle Smallman here, and I'm running my very first marathon in New York City with the support of Gainbridge and Gainbridge Assist, powered by Parity. Together, we're empowering girls and women through sports and education, with grants to 32 organizations in 21 states. Every step I take is for the finish line and for the next generation chasing their dreams. Here's to 26.2 miles and a future with no limits.
Your fantasy roster is set. The Smack Talk is heating up, and this season, ESPN Bet is giving you more ways to ride with your squad. Introducing the ESPN Bet Fan Center, where you can instantly link and bet on your fantasy teams right in the ESPN Bet app. An enhanced sports betting experience only from ESPN Bet, the sports book for sports fans. Make the connection today with ESPN Bet Fan Center and the ESPN Fantasy app. ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Download the app today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Catholic Memorial Football lives here.
He's going to hand off to Devon Williams Jr., who's straight up the middle with a first down and more.
This Friday, the Crusaders continue their postseason march to Madison with a home game against La Crosse Logan.
Into the end zone.
Crusaders football is brought to you by R&R Insurance, D&M Accounting and Consulting Services, Curative Care, Home Sealed Exteriors, and Tony Wendorf and Associates. Tune in Friday at 7 on 94.5 ESPN and streaming live video at ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Excuse me. Hold on. Getting choked up over it. So, hold on. Gonna be a moment.
On 94.5 ESPN.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Guys, if you find yourself struggling, if things have gotten overwhelming for you, you just don't feel as joyful as you used to, BetterHelp can help. I've been doing therapy for the last 15 years. Man, has it allowed me to navigate the challenges of life so much better. And if you think it might work for you, now is the time because our listeners get 10% off their first month. All you have to do is do pound. You don't really call pound, you press pound. So you press pound 250 and say the keyword timeout. That'll get you 10% off your first month. That's keyword timeout after dialing pound 250 on your phone because you know what? We are all better with help. You know who could use a little help, gang? The fine folks down at LSU. Obviously, this past weekend, they fired Brian Kelly. And now it appears as though the Louisiana government wants to get involved with the next coaching hire. Governor Jeff Landry announced that LSU AD Scott Woodward cannot, will not, should not hire the next football coach after the costly buyout of Brian Kelly. Now, it doesn't exist in a vacuum. There are other things that are contributing to this as well. But what a wild power move in college sports. Gabe, can you imagine if Governor Evers was like, I don't like how things are going over there at Wisconsin. Fickle's out, and I'm not going to let Chris McIntosh make the next hire. He's proven he can't handle the responsibility.
Well, that's the crazy part, again, because by all reporting, it seemed like the AD and Scott Woodward was not responsible for firing him. It was some boosters and obviously the governor involved. And the reason why the governor is involved is because right now the university doesn't have a president. So being a public university, that's why the governor is involved. But he held a press conference yesterday. He held a press conference, and it was just wild. Just wild to listen to, Joshy.
Who's that? No. I can tell you right now, Scott Woodward is not selecting the next coach. Hell, I'll let Donald Trump select it before I let him do it. I don't know, but the Board of Supervisors is going to come up with a committee, and they're going to go find us a coach.
Wait, I want you to play that again just so I can hear his Louisiana accent.
Bayou accent.
I can tell you right now, Scott Woodward is not selecting the next coach. Hell, I'll let Donald Trump select it before I let him do it. I don't know, but the Board of Supervisors is going to come up with a committee, and they're going to go find us a coach.
Why not fire the guy? why, like, if you're not going to let him do his job, why don't you fire him?
It's the dumb thing is, this is the dumbest thing, is like Fickle, there would have been a ton of colleges that would have loved to hire Brian Kelly away from Notre Dame. Okay? Now it doesn't go right in hindsight's 2020. I mean, that's so stupid. It's not like they hired Skeeter Lutz. These are highly qualified coaches that have won football games. Look, it didn't work out. But no one can say, oh, Brian Kelly to LSU, what a stupid move. That's just dumb.
No,
Same with
of course. But
Fickle
these
at the time,
buyouts, too, are absolutely bananas at this point,
you know what?
right? I mean, they got to rein it in there. As they continue figuring out how to improve college football, at some point, somebody's going to have to be the domino that says, no more of these multi-million dollar buyouts. Because you know what? Our buddy Evan Cohen said it the other day on the radio. All that money that you're paying Brian Kelly to go away, you could be spending on upgrading your facilities, building your roster, buying a quarterback. You know, some of these things that actually contribute to the haves versus the have-nots.
But how are they going to actually – because they had to give Brian Kelly that contract in order to get him away from Notre Dame. Because he was under contract at Notre Dame, and he resigned and then went there because they gave him a boatload of money. That's the only way they make it worth it. Same thing. So if Lane Kiffin is going to be this hot coach and going to be the number one coach that people go at Ole Miss. And I heard the Louisiana governor talking about, they want to change the way they do contracts. Peter Burns had a really good post from the SEC Network yesterday online about, hey, coaching contracts should probably be structured like this, where they're incentive laden. If X amount of wins get you X amount of dollars, win a national championship. And if you win a national championship, you get way more money than anybody's making right now. But the problem with that is that going to lure away? If you're the only place doing that, is that going to get you the big coaching name you're looking for? Probably not, because everybody else is still offering up big money. So somebody's got to blink in order for this to actually change, and I don't know who that is because, again, Florida, LSU, they're looking at, we got to go get this guy. Let's just look at what happened in the Big Ten. Penn State, they fire their coach. Indiana, within days, locks up Kurt Cignetti. The big name that was linked there was Matt Rule. He just signed an extension, a big extension yesterday that's got a big buyout in Nebraska. I don't know how that's going to change, even though it probably does need to.
But the reason, and I agree, these buyouts are crazy, but look at the television revenue go. Stop crying poor, universities, for crying out loud. I'm sick of you crying poor. How many billions of dollars did they get from the networks for the college playoffs? I mean, it's billions and billions and billions of dollars.
You know what I kind of wish,
so that money's got to go to somewhere.
I kind of wish that you could trade coaches. I kind of wish that LSU could go, listen, we've come to the end of the road here with Brian Kelly, but Penn State, I hear you got an opening. What will you give us for Brian Kelly? Oh, you got a couple defensive ends that we'll take those. You know what I mean? I wish there was a way. I know that sounds, there'd have to be a lot of fettering out the details and whatnot, but I wish there was a way that these programs could go, look, we don't think Brian Kelly's a bad coach, but it's not working here. And you need a coach, and we need a quarterback. Who you got lined up there behind Drew Aller? You know what I mean? I wish there was some way that you could sort of trade these assets instead of just sinking all this money into asking them to go away.
You know what it is, too? I don't think the coaches have figured this out yet with NIL and the transfer portal in high school athletes. They just haven't figured it out because a lot of schools just recruit the transfer portal. They don't really spend a lot of time recruiting high school kids. And then there's other programs that grind it out and they recruit high school kids. I just don't think they've figured it out yet. I mean, because you sit there and go, how does Brian Kelly go from being so successful at Notre Dame to getting fired?
It seems like you put the investment in that and let the lower end schools do it, and then you take the good players and pay them. Yeah. It seems to be what they think is the best path forward.
And by all accounts, it seemed like Brian Kelly was putting in less and less work.
And Brian Kelly, I do want to push back on Chewy, what he said in comparing to Luke Fickell. About 50% of people thought it was a bad hire.
Fickell to Wisconsin?
No, Kelly LSU.
Oh, yeah. But
some of
not
that
the same for
family.
Fickell. Yeah.
That didn't go over well.
I think also
nor did the L in the dancing in the recruiting room.
I
those
think also
things.
His track record as a human being.
Well, yeah, you know what was making the rounds the other day? That clip from Rob Domofsky's article about Matt LaFleur and Robert Saleh parking cars at his house when they were low-level assistants on his staff.
Did you see
I did. I did see the burnt heads one. Did you hear this? So apparently when Kelly was hired, he accepted the job at LSU while he was on the recruiting trail. And he stepped out of his families. They were about to sit down for dinner.
Still.
Yeah.
He was there on behalf of Notre Dame.
So he's recruiting for Notre Dame. Steps away to take a phone call. On that phone call, accepts the job to go to LSU. Comes back and has 3 helpings of burnt ends from this family's and their recruit. Knowing full well he is no longer at Notre Dame, and he's just taking advantage of this family for a free meal. And not just one. He's just that, can I have some more?
And if you know anything about burnt ends, pretty expensive. Take a long time. It's usually when you go to get it at the barbecue restaurant, it's going to be one of the more pricey things you buy.
I don't know anything about burnt ends.
Oh, they're so good.
The best.
I told you guys.
I thought we were talking about the one time I pushed my sister into a candle. Those were some burnt ends. Let me tell you about my experience with Closets by Design. I've been working with Doug and his team in Mequon for the past few months. They helped design a warm, incredible space for my closet. I know I've told you this. I'd walk in my closet and it would create anxiety for me because it was so packed, so many clothes from all of my years on television, and I just needed some organization. Maybe you you've got a closet like that at home, maybe a mudroom, maybe a pantry that could use some attention. Closets by Design can handle it. No obligation, in-home consultations, custom designs, and the best value in the industry. If you are ready to get organized, like I was, call Closets by Design in Mequon and tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you.
More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN.
Southbound 41, backing up from the county line all the way down past Hampton. There is a broken down vehicle on the right shoulder just past Hampton. That might be adding to the problems. Northbound, we got backups just before Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh. Southbound 43, getting a little bit heavier. These delays are starting to connect from just south of Brown Deer Road down to Bender Road, and then from almost Silver Spring all the way down past Locust. Northbound 43 is backing up a bit from Kilbourne all the way up past North Avenue. We got more delays northbound 4394 from the Mitchell interchange around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. Traffic is brought to you by Safe Plow. When winter hits Wisconsin, Safe Plow keeps driveways and businesses clear with no tolerance snow removal. They handle the blizzards so you can handle your business. Visit safeplow.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly sunny skies, a high of 54 tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 39. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The post-career day press conference brought to you by Progressive.
Anthony, can you tell us what happened during career day?
I'm a biomedical researcher. The kids just weren't impressed.
How did you feel when your son called in the backup?
Embarrassed, and I knew it would be a fireman. It's always a fireman. It's cliche, but a crowd favorite. He had an axe and everything. I can't compete with that.
And will the fireman be helping your son with his science fair project?
Hope not. I'm literally a scientist.
Like it or not, sometimes you need a backup. That's why there's Progressive to protect your home and auto. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Lowe's knows you want to spend less time shopping and more time on the job site. Bulk savings on trusted brands means big savings and more time on the job. Get up to 25% off select drywall when you buy in bulk. Buy more and save to make sure you're prepared for any job. Lowe's, we help, you save. Selection varies by location.
This is Brian Balaga. You're listening to 94.5 ESPN.
94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Showtime. The right way to start your day. This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Tomorrow I will be interviewing the Commissioner of Major League Baseball, Rob Manfred.
When do Gabe and I get to give you questions to
What
ask?
do you mean, when do you get to give me questions?
I feel like
I would ask you to stay tonight, but I only have the sofa bed, and it's where I sleep.
Well, we'll have to sleep head to toe.
All fans on this
What do
station.
you want to ask the Commissioner?
When's he
When I
gonna
said
juice the
earlier-
balls
when
again?
I said-
So where's my jacket?
Oh, I must have left it at James's.
Spent the night at James's, did we?
Yeah, but we reversed positions, so there was no funny business.
I got one. Are we still pretending like you can't see genitals through the player's uniform?
Yeah, classic. Uniform questions, hard-hitting journalism.
Yeah, and you know how much I love talking about genitals, but I don't think that's going to make the interview either.
It's a great question, though, Josh. Yeah, I don't understand what's going on here.
Matthew.
Reverse position?
Yeah, head to toe.
So what? Your genitals are still lined up?
No, because I slept with my back to him.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studios at the Avenue with Gabe Neitzel and Mark Chamara. Here's Jen Lapp.
After playing what is arguably the best regular season game of his career as the starter in Green Bay, Jordan Love has been named the NFC Offensive Player of the Week for Week 8. And it might be bigger than the stats, guys. 29 for 37, 360 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, a passer rating of 134.2. That's a career high for him, as we mentioned. He also had that 20 straight completions run in the second half of the game, tying Brett Favre, I believe, in 2007. But he says that the confidence that he has right now is at an all-time high. Take a listen to the quarterback, Jordan Love, talking about the confidence that these wins and this success has given him going forward.
No, definitely. I think anytime you play well, it's always a confidence booster. For you, as a team, as an offense, come away with a win, to be able to put up a good second half like that. I think all those things are confidence boosters. I think, getting the player of the week, I think those are just, cool accolades for the side. But I think, obviously, the way you go out there and play, playing well gives you confidence going forward.
Chewy, for you personally, has Jordan Love turned that corner?
No. We'll see how confident he is against the Eagles. That's all I care about. I don't care about the Panthers. Steelers are an average team. He's got to do it against good teams. And he's done it well this year against good teams earlier in the season. But like you said, you got to stack them. I don't care if they, anybody can be bad teams. I want to see what you do against good teams. So that will be my test coming up in 2 weeks.
I guess I push back saying the Steelers, yes, their pass defense is bad, but that's a decent enough team. We had plenty of people here at ESPN Milwaukee picking to lose that game to Aaron Rodgers. So for them to step up, score the 35 points, him play that well, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. Going back, but he is starting to stack it. You go back to what they did in the fourth quarter, having the come from behind win, throwing that ball that he did to Tucker Kraft on 4th and 2 to continue that drive against the Cardinals. He is starting to stack it. But to Chewy's point, yeah, now it's, okay, what do you do? And again, to me, this could be a game where his stats don't pop off the page and the Packers still win by a bunch. Just take a look at what Josh Allen did last week against the Carolina Panthers. But it does, okay, what happens against the Eagles? What happens against that divisional stretch you have against the Vikings, Lions, and Bears as you try to win the NFC North for the first time as the starting quarterback for the Packers? We know the ceiling's high for Jordan Love. We saw it in the back half of 2023. We know what that ceiling is. It's just how often can he get that close to it? He obviously played that well against the Steelers. It's about hitting that mark and playing with that level of consistency.
Which, coincidentally, Gabe and Chew, is the last time that Jordan Love won the award. He won it in Week 17 and Week 18 in 2023 against the Vikings and the Bears, respectively. And there's a stat here that I'm seeing online. Love is now 11-0-1. Hello. As a starter, when he has a 115 or better passer rating, I think he has turned a corner. Or maybe it's just I've turned a corner on him, right? It could be that as well. Like, I've decided to say that seeing the performance that he has given us a couple of times early in the season, this past week against the Steelers, given all of the circumstances that game entailed, I feel like his confidence being high is a very good thing. And I feel like that's going to benefit him as he steps into these more hostile, and I know it won't be hostile at Lambeau Field because it is a home game against the Eagles, but against these tougher teams. It can only be a good thing, him being confident in what he's doing. The accolades, the awards can only be a good thing in helping him realize that he deserves to be in that top tier of quarterbacks in the league. And I feel like that game last weekend was certainly a step in that direction. Gabe, right now, would you put him top 5, or does he still have some work to do?
He still has work to do. Still has work to do. It's just so tough to crack that top 5, and I understand. Maybe right now because Joe Burrow's hurt, but like that top 4 is just so entrenched between Mahomes, Burrow, Lamar Jackson, and Josh Allen. Like, you've got how many
Josh
MVPs
Allen,
between all those guys? And
I have pushback on Josh Allen. What have you done?
Other than winning MVP,
won the MVP last year.
Should have went to Lamar. Sorry. But what have you done? Where do you put Dan Marino in all-time quarterbacks, Gabe?
I don't have a list off the top of my head.
I'm just saying. No, he's not top 5. He's probably not even top 10. What did you win? You win nothing. You know what? You know why Tom Brady is considered one of the best? Because he won 7 Super Bowls. Right? If Josh Allen, and I don't mean to pivot here, but I just want to make my point, and what Jason really said earlier is like, when I was talking about the extension for Goody and LaFleur, that's great. You go 13-3-1 and then lose in the first or second round. Like, who cares? This game is all about championships now and what you do with it especially when the window is wide open. That's why I'm saying you've got to win big games. You start by winning big games in the regular season, and then that translates over to the playoffs. Well, Josh Allen wins big games in the regular season, and he doesn't do crap in the playoffs.
Well, hold on. Let me ask you this.
He goes to AFC Championship games, too.
And loses.
But let me ask you this, guys. Okay, so we think that the top four are pretty well entrenched, even if, Chew, you debate a little bit of where Josh Allen is. Who else is a contender right now for that 5 spot? Because Jordan Love, I would argue, based on passer rating in 2025, is right now in the 5 hole. You got Lamar Jackson, Drake May, Jared Goff, Jalen Hurts, and Jordan Love. Obviously, Jared Goff is on that list where we don't have him as the top 5 quarterback in the league right now. But I would make the argument that Jordan Love is the front runner right now for that number 5 spot.
I still have Jalen there, Jalen Hurts. He doesn't get as much respect as he should.
I
and
agree.
Chewy, if you disrespect
agree.
Jalen Hurts after what you just said
No,
about
no, I
winning big
agree.
games.
No, Jalen's done it. He's done it. It's like Donovan McNabb. Where do you put Donovan McNabb?
But I could also make the argument, guys, that you would take Joe Burrow out of that list right now because he's injured. So top 5 in the league right now. Are you telling me you don't think Jordan Love has a good shot at that spot?
Well, what do you do with
Daniel Jones.
What do you do with Washington Commanders?
Jaden Daniels.
I mean,
forget about him. Play games. I don't know.
So you don't think he'll ever be good again?
I think he has a very big issue with staying healthy. His slight frame. I mean, Joe Burrow has now. Everyone's going to keep putting him up there, but he has no business being there. He can't play.
If you think Mahomes and Allen and Hurts and who am I missing? Lamar are the top 4 quarterbacks right now in the league. Mm-hmm. Who else competes with Jordan Love right now for that 5 spot? Is it Jared Goff? Is it Jordan Love? You putting Drake May there?
So
Stafford's having a pretty good year.
Yeah, you'd have Stafford up there.
Again, Jordan has a better passer rating. And again, you could go look at any stats you want to look at. I just happen to have chosen that one right now. Jordan has a better passer rating in 2025 than
Baker.
Daniel Jones, Matthew Stafford, Sam Darnold, Aaron Rodgers, even Josh Allen, actually. Let's put that on the poll. Is there anybody else we should throw into consideration there, Joshy? If you believe that those 4 that I mentioned are the top 4, who else, in addition to Jordan Love, would you pick for the 5th?
Baker. Baker was in the conversation a week or 2 ago.
No, for MVP, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
He has a 98.1 passer rating. Again, not the end-all, be-all, but sometimes you look for something that sort of aggregates all of the passing stats, and they try to use, passer rating and QBR as the indicator of that, Gabe.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's about consistency. That's what he has to do more.
Yeah.
Like, this week was great, but if he goes and plays mediocre against the Panthers and then plays like he did against the Browns, against the Eagles, suddenly this all goes away. It's about maintaining that level against those good. I'm really excited to see if he's going to be able to do it because that's the next step. And to me, that's the final step of Jordan Love's evolution. We know that the ceiling is high. We know how high it can be. Can you be able to maintain that and be able to live in that area? You're going to have bad games. Brett had bad games. Aaron had bad games, even the years they won the MVP, right? Bad games are going to happen. They might happen against good opponents. But if you can play well and sustain the high level that he played against the Steelers for 14 out of the 17 games in a season, that's how you arrive into that conversation of being a top 5 and being looked at that universally as a top 5 guy.
Let us know what you think. If you think that Mahomes and Allen and Lamar and Hurts are the top 4 quarterbacks in the league right now, 2025, does Jordan Love deserve that 5th spot? Or is there someone else? Is it a Jared Goff? I got people on the talk and text line saying that think it should be Justin Herbert, who right now has a 97 passer rating in the league.
You guys, now you want to talk about never winning anything.
Yeah, there you go. I was just going to say. Baker
could be on the list. Drake May could be on the list. I guess Daniel Jones could be on the list.
And you want to talk about never winning anything. You're stooping for Baker over there versus Josh Allen.
You know what? Baker's done it without receivers too. Okay, he's been without Godwin, and Evans,
Evans is hurt.
You want to
in
talk
and
about
out.
doing it without receivers? Have you paid attention
The
to
Bills roster? We got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. We have Top 8 at 8 coming up. And I want to talk about what the Lions are doing. And that is spending and spending and spending all the money to build their roster. That's coming up on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
If you're responsible for that holiday party at your company, the place to go. It is X-Golf inside of American Family Field. Unique space. It has, of course, the 7 state-of-the-art simulators that they can set up fun games that everybody is going to enjoy. Andy Barrett will make sure their GM and pro over there can make sure you have a great time. But it's not just the simulators that make that space. Inside the ballparks, you get a great view of left field. Inside the stadium, it's fantastic. And it's unlike any other space. Plus a couple of full bars, unique menu as well. You should be checking out X-Golf at American Family Field for that corporate party this holiday season. Find out more. xgolfamfanfield.com.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy are back after this on 94.5 ESPN.
Well, we got a little bit of a backup right now on southbound 43. There is a crash on the off-ramp to Green Bay Avenue from southbound. Delays coming in basically from Bender Road all the way down to about Locust. Northbound backing up from Kilbourne all the way up past Locust as well. Northbound 4394 slowing down right out of the Mitchell interchange around the Plainfield curve up past Oklahoma Avenue. And then we also have a crash eastbound 94 on the ramp from Barker Road off on, well, actually, no, the right lane is blocked right now with that. And then another one on 894 southbound heading into the Hale interchange from Beloit Road off on the right. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. John Neal and his team know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net to learn more. That's nealgroup.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Today, mostly sunny skies, a high of 54. Tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 39. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
The puck drops at the Kohl Center this month, Badger fans. Wisconsin men's hockey returns to the ice for the 2025-2026 season, geared with grit and hungry for glory. Coach Mike Hastings and the Badgers are building on last year's success, and the time to secure your spot is now. Single game, mini pack, and group tickets are moving fast. Don't wait. Visit uwbadgers.com or call 1-800-GO-BADGERS to lock in your seats today.
Sundays are for football and carbless. Born in Wisconsin, carbless handcrafted premium cocktails are packed with flavor, not sugar. 0 carbs, 0 sugar, just 100 calories, and gluten-free. Whether you're tailgating in Green Bay or calling the plays from your couch, carbless is the cocktail that's always game day ready. Crisp, clean, and crafted to win. This season, drink like a champion. Drink carbless, a proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night Show for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate the Arts Hotel. On the second floor, you'll find the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, Milwaukee's destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. Start your day with a breakfast that fuels you, stop in for dinner that sparks conversation, or linger late into the evening with drinks designed to inspire. With flavors and drinks for every mood, the Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social. The Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate the Arts Hotel.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/play.
It doesn't matter if you're running drills at the park, playing pickup on a Saturday, or sinking the final putt. When you compete with your friends with Michelob Ultra on the line, competition isn't that friendly. The trash talk, next level, and the stakes, oh, those are crystal clear. With only 95 calories and superior smooth taste, it's the ultimate trophy. Superior is worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior light beer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025, Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
His eyeball.
Wait.
Where do I get him?
I just assumed, when I said wait, did you just think it was just a suggestion?
Yeah, pretty much, typically.
On 94.5 ESPN.
Something exciting is happening at St. Kate, the Arts Hotel. It is their new restaurant, the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails. It's your destination for bold flavors, fresh sushi, seasonal entrees, and cocktails crafted with care. The Studio is the perfect place to gather, celebrate, and connect. Be boldly social at the Studio Kitchen and Cocktails, now on the second floor at St. Kate, the Arts Hotel.
The top 8 at 8.
Name something that follows the word pork.
You pie.
Huh?
One category.
Name something people take with them to the beach. Turkey.
The top 8 answers.
The first thing you buy in a supermarket. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8.
A food often stuffed. Turkey.
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Name Popeye's favorite food.
Chicken!
Show me chicken!
The top 8 at 8 on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous are you for this segment, Joshy?
Gabe gave me the list, and I was able to do 7 of them from the top of my mind. Also, Chewy took part in some of these, so I think we have a little bit of an advantage.
I think you guys have a good chance at running it, and if you don't, I'm going to be disappointed.
Well, be prepared.
List of 8 things in front of me. You and Chew guess back and forth. Once you each get one incorrect, no mulligans, because this is an easy list this week. No mulligans.
No mullies.
So once you get one incorrect, we open up to the fans, 800-990-3776. Whoever gets the last one on the list wins an ESPN Milwaukee prize pack. The Packers have played 8 teams in NFC Championship games. Name those 8 teams.
Chewy, I feel like you should be able to start this off.
Just one.
Well, you start with one, and then Jen goes
Carolina.
with one.
Carolina.
The
Oh,
Carolina
wait, you go ahead. You got some
in
in there?
1996. No, we go back and forth. That's how the game works.
Okay. NFC Championship game against the Tampa Bay Tommy Buccaneers.
2020, Tampa Bay is on the list.
San Fran.
San Fran happened twice, 2019 and 1997.
Well, I know they beat the Chicago Bears in the NFC Championship game the year they won the Super Bowl.
Get to the Super Bowl in 2010.
New York.
The Giants in
Oh,
2007.
I forgot about that one. Darn it. Now I feel like we're going back to Chewy's time.
No, I already.
You nailed both of them already?
I nailed both of them, yeah.
Crap.
No, I didn't. There's one more, sorry.
Chew. Reset the list for me. Just reset the list.
Tampa Bay,
time
San
out.
Francisco,
He's going
Chicago.
order, right? Backwards order? He's going order like...
I'm just naming them in any random order.
Oh, shoot.
So there's 8 of them. It's not like, oh, this is too far back. No, they've only played 8 teams.
Okay.
Tampa Bay, San Francisco, Chicago, New York, and Carolina.
The good news is it's just going to be NFC teams, so that is...
I need an answer.
Helping.
Good stall, though.
3,
Seattle.
2, Seattle in 2014.
Dallas.
How'd that game go, by the way?
Dallas 3 times, 95, 66, and 67. Jen, can you get the last one?
Did you say there are double ups? Did you do double ups? Are there teams? Yes, you said Dallas, they played 3 times. You said San Francisco, they played multiple times. So again, we're eliminating
so there's only
teams.
8 teams. Need an answer in 3, 2, 1. Chewy, can you get the last one?
Hotlanta?
Atlanta in 2016.
Yes, that is definitely the answer.
Nice. Good job, Jen.
Again, I got a bunch of those.
Yes,
I
I said
many
good
of
job.
those games.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was sarcasm or not, Chew. Okay, I'm sorry.
Again, I would have been disappointed if you guys could not run that very simple list.
Wow. So look at what Gabe has had to do. He's had to go to who have the Packers played in the NFC Championship game.
We had a come to Jesus moment. We needed to self-evaluate.
Yeah, that was to get back on the clock,
Yeah.
basically, right?
Again, like Jordan Love was getting confidence. Hopefully that gives you guys confidence moving forward.
Yeah, a little bit. No Nothing Jon Snow in the YouTube stream says the slate last week was the worst I could ever remember.
What was it?
Oh, I've Men in Black that from
I wasn't
my memory.
here, was I?
You think you're just taking off random Thursdays now? Teams Aaron Rodgers has thrown the least amount of interceptions against.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, I guess Packers. Gabe was like, he hasn't played the Packers yet, Jen.
She kept guessing answers after not listening to the instructions.
I definitely wasn't listening.
We have both a listening comprehension and memory.
Was that
issues
like
here.
listening, comma, comprehension, comma, memory problem here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy? Guys, if you find yourself struggling, BetterHelp could be the answer for you. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp, and I have told you that they've got 30,000. That's 30,000 therapists as the world's largest online therapy platform. They've served more than 5 million people globally and have a rating of 4.9 out of 5 for a live session based on 1.7 million client reviews. That's a lot of numbers I'm throwing at you there as I talk about BetterHelp. But the number you need to know is pound 250. Call pound 250, say the keyword timeout. You'll get 10% off your first month with BetterHelp. And remember, if you don't like the therapist that you get paired with, they will switch it. No problem, no questions asked. The keyword is timeout. Call pound 250 because we are all better with help. Use BetterHelp.
Jen, Gabe, and Chewy continues next on 94.5 ESPN.
All over the place now. We've got a crash on the off-ramp from 43 southbound to Green Bay Avenue, so heads up with that. We've got a crash on westbound 94. Car went up against the wall on the left side, just past Highway 100. Another issue at Calhoun, off on the right shoulder being worked on. That is also a crash. We've also got eastbound 94 at about... looks like Springdale Road. The right lane is blocked with that one. We've also got an issue on 894 southbound at Beloit Road. So we got backups stretching back towards the Oklahoma Avenue area. Other than that, we got backups on 41 southbound from Good Hope Road all the way down past Hampton, northbound from before Mayfair Road all the way up to Capitol Drive. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast today, mostly sunny skies, a high of 54 tonight, partly cloudy, a low of 39. Weather's brought to you by Fifth Third Bank, custom solutions built around your goals, member FDIC. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Short, sweet, and to the point. That's how I'd describe head coach Matt LaFleur and his slew of injury updates given prior to Wednesday's practice as the Packers get ready for the Panthers on Sunday. On kicker Brandon McManus.
McManus will kick today.
On wide receiver Dontavian Wicks dealing with a calf injury.
He will not practice today.
And on Lucas Van Ness, the defensive end, dealing with a foot injury.
It's still kind of day by day, and we'll see where he's at.
And finally, LaFleur on second-year running back Marshawn Lloyd, who has not played this season due to a hamstring injury. Does he anticipate him to return anytime soon?
No, I wouldn't count on that anytime soon.
There you have it. That's the latest. I'm Alex Stroh.
This has been your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Little by little, some banks are pecking away at your balance with fees on their checking. You need an account with no monthly fee. Make the switch to Tri-City. Tri-City National Bank. Member FDIC.
At AT&T, we guarantee our network so you can talk college football with your BFF while taking Buster to the vet.
Hey, yeah, I can't believe he ate the whole thing of chicken wings.
And I can't believe we're staging a comeback. Touchdown! Yes!
Staying connected matters. That's why in the rare event of a network outage, you'll automatically get a bill credit for a full day's service. For wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers, must be connected to impacted tower at onset of outage. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for full details.
At Bank of America, we asked our teammates, what makes this company a great place to work?
There's very little that you can't accomplish working for Bank of America.
If you prove yourself, you can try over in a totally new way.
You can learn so much here. You're the owner of your career.
See how our teammates are growing in their careers at bankofamerica.com/great place to work. What would you like the power to do? Bank of America, proud to be an equal opportunity employer.
Hey, this is Mike from Infinity Exteriors. Buying a roof, siding, or windows can feel overwhelming. Hidden costs, confusing contracts. We don't play that game. We educate you so you can decide. And when you know the facts, Infinity Exteriors is the clear choice. Since 1997, we've installed peace of mind with no surprise upcharges, flexible budgets, and immediate financing. Infinity Exteriors, saving our communities from unscrupulous contractors. Visit infinityexteriors.com.
You're listening to Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
What do we do? Where do we go from here?
We've talked about insulation, we've talked about fantasy camp, and now we've talked about Burning Man. We've hit for the cycle in the first 5 minutes of the show.
On 94.5 ESPN.
If you feel like you're running on empty, Mentality Health is here to help. So how does Mentality help? Well, they deal with low testosterone, and a lot of times, doctors can overlook free testosterone levels, which Mentality really focuses on making sure that your treatment is tailored to your body. Some symptoms of low testosterone include low energy and fatigue, weight gain, muscle loss, especially belly fat. You feel anxious, moody, irritable, loss of motivation, all signs of low testosterone. So go to the website, mentalityhealth.com/radio to book your first appointment. You go through the process, get a full physical consultation and blood panel. And if your testosterone levels are low, you can then work with Mentality on getting that customized testosterone treatment. The results? Your energy comes roaring back. Your belly fat burns off, the muscle strengthens, but maybe more importantly, you start to feel like yourself again. Confident, driven, ready to tackle life. So don't let low testosterone hold you back. Be your best for yourself and for your family. Go to mentalityhealth.com/radio, mentalityhealth.com/radio to book your first appointment today.
Guessing you saw the news yesterday that Lions defensive end Aiden Hutchinson became the highest paid non-quarterback in NFL history with a $180 million deal over 4 years, $141 million guaranteed.
Highest guarantee in NFL history.
Highest guaranteed money in NFL history.
Micah is still the highest AAV.
Yeah, so let's talk about that AAV thing for a moment, because you have a list there from our buddies over at Spotrac. And when we talk about the Detroit Lions, Gabe, it feels like everybody has the category, or the distinction rather, of highest paid alongside their contract extension announcements. Now, I know there are ways of manipulating those numbers, right? We've talked about that with Adam Schefter. We understand that the agents want that distinction of highest paid. But Adam Schefter put out a list yesterday. It has Aiden Hutchinson on the list, Jared Goff on the list, Amon-Ra St. Brown on the list, Penny Sewell on the list, Jamison Williams on the list, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you said, yeah, it's not a coincidence.
No, in terms of annual average value, the Lions now have 7 players in the top 100 in terms of the highest annual average salary that they make on a per-year basis. That ties them for the most with the Philadelphia Eagles. Dallas is third with 5. So Detroit was 6 before yesterday. Now they find themselves in that tie for first. And the 8th player on that list, Taylor Decker, who's their left tackle, he's 108th on the list. So there's another
Just
player
outside.
that they're paying a lot of money to at $20 million per year. They've figured out a way to make it work for them.
Chewy, you could argue that the Eagles are the proof of concept, right? Because they have obviously paid all their guys. They have a Super Bowl title under their belt. Is Detroit just simply trying to duplicate that blueprint? Are they trying to say, hey, you guys showed us the recipe. We're just going to follow it. We're going to pay all of these guys because we think they are the best at their position, and that should lead us to the top of the mountain.
Yeah, there's different formulas. I would think they do it a little differently. They pay 2 receivers where Green Bay typically doesn't pay any. They're going to have to pay their tight end, though, this year. But I would guess, what's Laporta, Gabe? Is he going? He's got to be close to signing an extension because he's been pretty darn good. And they might not be able to do it. My guess is they'd let him walk because you're already paying St. Brown and Williamson a lot of money. I don't know. There's just a formula, and I think Green Bay just does it a little different, but I think they're on to something. Like, if I was to do it, I would not pay 2 receivers big money like Cincinnati. I just wouldn't do it. So there is a formula.
But, I mean, the formula of those 2 teams, true, of Detroit and Philadelphia, they've both paid wide receivers.
I know, but doesn't it feel like Detroit's window is kind of closing a little bit like San Fran? Like, this may be their last
I guess,
year to be
I
dominant.
don't feel that way because a lot of these guys are young. It's not like these guys are signing their third contract. All these guys are on their second contract.
Well, that's the thing that we need to mention, guys. The reason they're in this position and they're able to pay these guys is because they have drafted well. Like most of these guys that we mentioned there, with the exception of Jared Goff, right, were drafted by the Detroit Lions. So you drafted well, they perform, they produce, so you give them the bag. Like, I understand that the salary cap exists. It's not just this arbitrary thing. But it is interesting that there are teams out there that seem to be able to manipulate it in certain ways. And have we seen enough, quote unquote, manipulation of the salary cap by the green and gold? That's my question to you. Or is it they haven't drafted well enough to be paying these guys the way that Detroit and the way that Philadelphia are paying their guys?
We're about to find out for the Packers. Because we talked about this a little bit yesterday, Chew, with Quay Walker. Obviously, you had already mentioned Tucker Kraft. I mean, there are a lot of guys that are going to be coming up here in the next offseason or two that they're going to have to pay and have this core. Detroit has identified that core and have identified the guys that they're willing to pay a bunch of money to. So they've got to figure out, okay, who are we going to let go? Who are we going to sign? For the Packers, yeah, I mean, obviously you've paid Jordan Love. You've paid Micah Parsons. You went out and you paid, I'm not going to include Josh Jacobs on this list because that's kind of a pay-as-you-go, but you paid Xavier McKinney in free agency. You gave a big contract to Zach Tom. So now after those four, okay, who else are going to fill out your 7 or 8 that you're willing to pay like the Eagles have, like the Lions have? Who's going to fill out the rest of that for the Packers? And that's what they're about to figure out.
I like Green Bay's formula because on the offensive side of the ball, they're kind of injury-proof. And what I mean by that is if Detroit and Philly, for whatever reason, lose their top 2 receivers, it's really not recoverable. Where if Green Bay loses their top, which they have, it's still recoverable. Even if they lose Tucker Kraft for an amount of time, you still have enough receiver depth. And I'm not saying they would be as good, but it's still recoverable because you could put another receiver on the field for Kraft in passing situations, and I still think you're going to be fine, even at the running back position.
But you're not winning a Super Bowl. True. Yeah, you might
no,
be okay.
I'm just Gabe.
But if
just
you
saying,
lose, if you're the
I'm
Packers
saying for an extended amount of time.
But
if you lose
two guys, like, yeah, you're probably not going to win the Super Bowl. Like,
no,
whether
I'm
you're paying
saying
those
if
guys
you
or
lost
not.
Kraft for 5 games, you still got a chance to win those 5 games. If you lose A.J. Brown and who's the other one?
Devontae Smith.
You're not winning 5 games.
I think the Eagles could.
I don't know. I don't think Detroit could.
I think Detroit could.
I guess I thought that the Saints were supposed to be this cautionary tale of go ahead and spend like crazy, but you're going to have to pay the piper at some point, and now they're basically in purgatory. Are teams just not afraid of that anymore, Joshy? Is that what's happening?
The Saints were a particularly bad case because they kept kicking the can down the road. Drew Brees was a large portion of that, and they kept just acquiring bad contracts that didn't end up to work out for them. And they, instead of doing the we need to reset, which we saw the Detroit Lions do, they kept just trying to put together the best team possible with the limited amount of assets. The thing that the Packers have done that a lot of people don't really recognize is they did sort of break it down to the studs and start all over. It just didn't look as ugly as it has for some other teams because there was enough quality players on that.
Looked ugly for a half season.
Right. And that's really all that happened. So, like, when you have a good team and a veteran team, you have to start kicking the can down the road in terms of contracts. You start adding void years. You push money out into the future. And the dirty little secret, I think, is if you really want a guy to be on your team, you're going to figure out a way. It might cost you in 4, 5, 6 years when they're not even on your team anymore. But if you really think a guy is foundational to what you have and what you need to win a Super Bowl, then you are going to figure out a way to get that contract done. It's just a matter of, does your team eval them as that important? Like, most of the people the Packers have moved on for is not because, we couldn't afford it. It's, because we didn't think he was good enough. We wanted to upgrade that position.
Which, again, goes back to talent evaluation a little bit, which goes back to the guys that you're drafting and if you're missing on your draft picks.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like who can you truly think of in recent memory where somebody was a big free agent and you go, yeah, this team just simply cannot pull off paying them. It seemingly never happens. It's almost always they didn't value this guy. They didn't think he like the Giants, and that was a bad eval. with Xavier McKinney, and with Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, the Giants decide. Because they could have paid
Easily.
Saquon, but they decided that they didn't want to. Well, we already gave all this money to Daniel Jones, so we can't. Which was just an excuse.
Correct, and that's what ends up happening a lot of time, and why teams have egg on their face.
Because the Eagles have also paid the Eagles paid their quarterback more than the Giants paid Daniel Jones, and made it work for Saquon Barkley.
Do you want the Packers to start doing this? Do you want them to start every contract they're handing out is highest paid, no matter what the criteria is, whether it's the AAV that Gabe was talking about or whether it's just guaranteed money, which is another way that people measure it. Do you want them to start doing that, or do you like the way that they've been going about their business?
I think guys deserving of it, absolutely. Like Tucker Kraft, yes. Zach Tom deserves to be one of the top paid. A guy like Quay Walker, I don't think should be coming in at the top paid, but I do think he would be worth paying and keeping around on the team. It's all the matter of the fact is the Lions just hit on like 6 different guys in the matter of 2 years, and then they just ended up paying them all because they were all deserving of some of the highest numbers in the NFL. I think it's based on making the proper evaluation and then negotiating with the agent like, hey, he's good, but he ain't the other guy. He's not Fred Warner.
And of the 8 that they have given big time money to, only one is the highest paid in terms of annual average value. So just using the Hutchinson example, okay, they gave the agent a win in the guaranteed money because it's the most guaranteed money ever for a non-quarterback. So then the total money ends up ultimately coming in underneath what Micah Parsons was. So it's kind of figuring out where that sweet spot is of, hey, giving them a win, giving us a win, because the only one who's number one at their position in terms of AAV on the Lions is Penei Sewell. He's the highest paid right tackle in football.
And look, if we didn't have the example of the Eagles that we just mentioned, where they also have a number of players on that list in the top 100, I think you said it was 7 as well, right, Gabe? Mm-hmm. If you didn't have that example, you could make the argument that what the Lions are doing is desperation. Right? They've been a bum franchise for years and years and years, but in the last few seasons, they've been able to put something together. They've been able to compete for NFC championships, and all of a sudden, they're throwing money at the problem, essentially. But maybe this is the way, if you believe that the salary cap is a farce, maybe this is the way to build a championship team, Chew.
All those players you named, they drafted them, right?
Yes. Outside of Goff. So,
outside of Goff, yeah.
So 7 of the 8 that they have paid $20 million or more to, they drafted 7 of those, yes.
Yeah, that's kind of the key.
And I think, honestly, it's probably what the Packers are going to ultimately end up doing. So the Packers have 4 on this list, Chew. They drafted 3 of them. I mean, the highest, the one that's on the list for them would be Xavier McKinney.
Yeah.
Well, I guess no, because Micah. So Micah, 2 of the 4.
Yeah.
And the other was Jordan and who else?
Jordan and Xavier.
Xavier. No, you said Xavier already.
Yeah, so Xavier, Micah.
And Micah, yeah.
So Xavier, Micah, Zach Tom, and
Jordan. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got to take a break here on Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. You could win big this October at Potawatomi by playing Bird Bash. It is a game show for $50,000 in cash. Play with your rewards card for entries. They do prize drawings on Thursdays. Plus, your play earns you a shot at the $300,000 December season finale. It's Bird Bash only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. For more information and details, visit potawatomi.com/Bird Bash.
Your state, your teams, your ESPN. The ESPN Wisconsin app. Find the ESPN Wisconsin app in the Apple or Android app stores today. More Jen, Gabe, and Chewy coming up on 94.5 ESPN. On this show, it's always football season.
The fact that Aaron Rodgers got to experience the opposite side, having heard the Go Pack Go chants on road games when he was the Packers quarterback.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
I think they should have done the wave in honor of taking over the stadium. And
that would have been fun.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Why Z-Bart? Because you don't want rust holes in your expensive vehicle. Let Z-Bart keep the rust away with professional rust protection. Only at Z-Bart.
Short, sweet, and to the point. That's how I'd describe head coach Matt LaFleur and his slew of injury updates given prior to Wednesday's practice as the Packers get ready for the Panthers on Sunday. On kicker Brandon McManus.
McManus will kick today.
On wide receiver Dontavian Wicks dealing with a calf injury.
He will not practice today.
And on Lucas Van Ness, the defensive end dealing with a foot injury.
It's still kind of day by day, and we'll see where he's at.
And finally, LaFleur on second-year running back Marshawn Lloyd, who has not played this season due to a hamstring injury. Does he anticipate him to return anytime soon?
No, I wouldn't count on that anytime soon.
There you have it. That's the latest. I'm Alex Stroh.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Why Z-Bart? Because you have a manly truck that you do manly things with. And you don't want the truck bed getting all beat up. You want Rhino Liner by Z-Bart to keep your truck bed man-proof. So man up and ask for Rhino Liner by Z-Bart.
Welcome to Jackpot Land, this fall at Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Play your favorite games with your Potawatomi Rewards card all fall to win your share of thousands in prizes each month. And earn entries into the big December Jackpot Land prize drawings. Your October, November, and December entries all count. Win thousands in cash or reward play. Welcome to Jackpot Land, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Thinking about buying or building a new home? Start with a mortgage pre-approval from Great Midwest Bank and experience a state of tranquility. At Great Midwest Bank, we offer fast approvals and flexible options with experienced loan officers who understand the local market, because they live here too. Whether you're breaking ground for new construction or buying that dream home just around the corner, we'll guide you every step of the way. Bank with confidence and start your journey at greatmidwestbank.com. Great Midwest Bank, your simply local equal housing lender.
Your neighbors are talking. Did you see their siding? Yikes. That drafty window? It's basically air conditioning. From nature. Don't be the scary house on the block this fall. Call Exterior Pros and Baths and get $3,000 off your roofing, siding, windows, or bath project. No tricks, just treats. That's 262-800-4274 or click your way to extpros.com. Fall in love with your home again. Trust the pros.
Hey sports fans, looking to level up your next private event? V Private Bar Services is your game changer. Move beyond the ordinary. V Private Bar Services crafts custom cocktails tailored to your brand and your guests' tastes. Imagine a bar experience that's as unique as your business. Our expert mixologists will create a memorable experience that your clients and team will rave about. From signature cocktails to full-service bars, we've got you covered. Be the MVP of your next event. Visit vprivatebar.com to book today.
Call Wisconsin's own Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
For general contest rules, visit ESPNWisconsinContest.com.
It's Jen, Gabe, and Chewy.
Have you never had a good pie?
I've had fine pies.
You get no pie.
Right now, yeah.
I mean, it seems that way anyway. But if we get him on those dating sites, it feels like maybe he could.
Yeah. On 94.5 ESPN.
Do you need some organization in your life? How about beauty to some of your storage spaces? Closets by Design can help. I worked with Doug and his team in Mequon to create a warm, incredible space for my new closet. And what really stood out was the personal attention. They took the time to understand exactly what I needed, showed me the great options, and made sure everything fit my space and style perfectly. Closets by Design has been a leader in custom storage solutions since 1982, combining quality, beauty, and a true commitment to customer satisfaction. If you are ready to get organized, call Closets by Design in Mequon and tell them Jen from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy sent you. We put a couple things on the old Jen, Gabe, and Chewy Twitter poll this morning. First was about the honeydew list. Do you like a honeydew list? 59% of people said yes, they are pro honeydew list. Chew, I never figured out if you were pro or con. You like the honeydew list?
Yeah. I like it. Gives me something to do. I got time.
Isn't that why she does it?
Yeah.
Keep you busy, keep you occupied, keep the old brain spinning.
She's a grind.
It's amazing that somebody in the same week can say something like, why are you doing this? Why are you wasting my time? And then, I got time.
Well, I just don't need the stupid stuff like trim a leaf off the tree. Okay, yeah, I'll get there eventually. Jeez, I'm cool.
We also asked you on the Infinity Exteriors poll, who is the next best quarterback behind Mahomes, Allen, Jackson, and Hurts? Right now, 34% of the vote have Jordan Love, 28% of the vote has Justin Herbert, 20% of the vote has Jared Goff, and 18% of the vote has Baker Mayfield. Go ahead and weigh in on that as you turn your attention to Wilde and Tausch. They're next on 94.5 ESPN Milwaukee.
Okay, southbound on 41, still a little bit backed up